talking to Helen McHugh. Helen, you're a complimentary therapist. Can you tell me a wee bit about that and about yourself and what you do?
I can indeed, Angela. I'm a cognitive behavioural therapist and an addictions counsellor, and I am also a complementary therapist. So basically, the complementary therapist side of things means that under normal circumstances, I would be treating people kind of face to face and working. I'm a clinical aromatherapist. I also do reflexology, Indian head massage, and energy work. So I find that this combines quite well. The CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, that combines quite well because I like to use a mind-body approach.
So obviously, due to social distancing, Helen, you can't meet up with clients. So what kind of things can people do to take care of themselves, their mental, emotional and physical well-being?
On the kind of aromatherapy side of things, there's lots of things that people can do from their home. If people have access to essential oils, they're kind of essences that come directly from the plant, so they can be from the fruit, from the leaf, from the flower of the plant, or sometimes the bark. So they have a very therapeutic impact on people. Most people have heard of essential oils, and they can be a really useful tool at the moment. For instance, some citrus oils tend to be more enlivening and awakening and refreshing. And some of the more relaxing oils, such as lavender or rose, that come from the actual flower, tend to be, well, they're more relaxing, but there's also oils that you can use in the evening to aid sleep. So depending on how you want to feel, also if you need your mood uplifted, essential oils can be used for that also. There are several ways, Angela, that you can use the essential oils. They can be added to a bath. And the general rule of thumb with that is that you would add less oils than more. So this is, be careful with the oils. They do have some contraindications, which I'll go on to explain in a moment. But yeah, they can be added to your bath in the morning if you're feeling anxious or you're feeling like you need some help to waken up. So the citrus oils are really good for helping people waken up in the morning. If somebody didn't have access to a bath, so that could be used in the morning to enliven, in the evening to help sleep and wind down the body, relax the muscles. If the person didn't have access to that, you can also use a foot bath. And in the summer, you can add oils such as peppermint or lemon to your water. So you could sit, if you were limited in mobility or you couldn't, you didn't have access to a bath, you could use a foot bath. You can also put your hands into water and have a hand bath. If you don't have carrier oils such as grapeseed, you can actually use olive oil too. So there are a number of ways in the house that you could relax. There's also things like aroma diffusers and that kind of thing that can be used where you put the oils into the water and then you would plug in the device and that would freshen the air around. Again, however you felt, if you were anxious, you would maybe want to go for rose oil or lavender or something. The floral oils are quite good at relaxing people, lang lang, something like that. Aromatherapy wise, there are some oils, mostly the unusual oils that you maybe wouldn't commonly come across, but nevertheless, if people are pregnant or if people have epilepsy or high blood pressure, some of the oils are contraindicated. So just check carefully before you purchase oils. And oils can be purchased at chemists, Boots, Holland & Barrett, these kind of places all sell essential oils, and staff are usually trained to help you decide on which oil. So also, if people had access to outdoor space, if they had a small garden area, they could practice some mindfulness or some meditation outdoors. I always attempt to help people bring the outside in as well. So even a plant on your windowsill or growing some herbs, if you don't have access to an outside area, that can be quite good as well.
What are the benefits of self-care and aromatherapy and reflexology and some of the treatments you've mentioned there? What is the benefits of these treatments?
So I guess the whole notion of self-care at the moment, especially Angela, is that we're finding ourselves, especially now, in a position that we've never been in before. So this can bring up anxiety for lots of people. It can bring up uncertainty for lots of people. Some people may have lost loved ones. Some people may be dealing with, they may be a carer for someone, or their experience may have been quite difficult through this time. So essentially, self-care is a process whereby we try to nourish and rejuvenate ourselves. And a good way to do that is to really look after yourself and prioritize your own health and well-being. Because if we don't feel good and we're looking after someone else, or we've got small children or whatever, then that's just going to, it's going to be ultimately more difficult. So the more kind of rejuvenation we can do for ourselves, the better things will be. It can help reduce anxiety. So things, little techniques, Angela, like breathing techniques, meditations. There's numerous meditations from anything from anxiety to low mood to bereavement, to helping somebody sleep or stop overthinking. There's lots of things out there that people can do to help themselves, and I think we all need a bit of that in this day and age. It's just taking the time, sometimes stopping and acknowledging what we're dealing with, and taking the time to look after ourselves. Just quite often people run around looking after others and neglect themselves. So I think it's really important at this point in time that we look after and nurture ourselves as well.
How often should people try to take some sort of self-care? As you said there, people are busy, they've got children, and especially now with lockdown, try to get 5 minutes is really, really tough. So how often, or if they're in a situation like that, what kind of things can they do to take that time for themselves?
I guess it depends on individual lives, but say it's somebody with small children, then often going out with the children can be a break. Even engaging in fun activities, the great outdoors is there for the taking. For most people, obviously we've got to stay local at the moment, but generally getting out of the house for a lot of people, if they can, and I know not everybody can, so I've got to be mindful of that, but yeah, people getting out, people encouraging children to engage in relaxation or mindfulness, that encouraging older people, giving somebody a meditation to listen to, or an audio book, or whatever the person really can relax with. Because I guess, Angela, the main focus of self-care should really be giving you time out of your ordinary life and taking note of what's going on the inside. Usually our senses and everything is on high alert because we've got to deal with things out there. But the true benefits of mindfulness and meditation are that you look inwards. So you would focus on relaxing your breathing. When you relax your breathing, your physical body starts to relax as well, because often we'll walk around and our shoulders will be up to our ears and we won't even realize that. That'll just be the norm for us. So taking time out of our busy routine just to stop and be, to sit in nature, to listen to the sounds of birds, to enjoy laughter with your children, to walk the dog. Walking the dog can be a mindful activity too. It doesn't need to be, it doesn't need to be this big thing where I've got to build this special room on the house or whatever. It can be a section of the house that you create as your sanctuary. And it might even be that you have a yoga mat sat there, you have a candle that you can put on. It doesn't even need to be a real candle. It can be an electric candle these days. There's all kinds of things on the market. And it can just be a space that you designate, that when you sit there, or you can sit and read, you can do a meditation at the flame of a candle. There are numerous things that people can do, both inside and outside the home. So essentially, it's about stopping and taking notice of what's happening in your body.
That's lovely, Helen. The information you've provided can help others, and it is important that we take care of ourselves, otherwise we can't look after other people. And with that, Helen, I would just like to thank you for your time. Thanks very much for speaking to us, Helen.
Thanks, Angela.